Okay, guys, so we are starting on day 3 of New Zealand. So one thing, our directions tell us to move our playhead to in between the bungee jumping clip and the skateboard clip, and you're going to insert a picture there. Now you can do that, but that's very dangerous. It's very easy to make jump cuts that way, so what I would suggest is shrink this down a little bit and then just draw a box around everything except everything that comes after the bungee jumping clip so that it's all selected, and then you can drag all of it as a whole and just kind of move it to the right, and then click off that to deselect it. What a jump cut is that, like, if I was trying to put this AJ Hackett picture in here, I would put it in here this way personally and then let it snap to it like that. But if you put it, like, let's say I put it a little too far in here, I could put it right there, and I let go, it's going to cut that clip in half, and then I've got this jump cut like that. Okay, so you don't want to do that. So instead, I usually always move everything over to the right, and then I'll go ahead and I'll put this in there and let it snap to it. And then I can just go ahead and right click and delete and close gap. And then that way I made sure that I don't have any jump cuts in there. Now the next one we're going to do is we're going to put still one right after the skateboarding clips. So the skateboarding clips are these two tiny ones right here. And then you've got the zip line one after that. So draw a box around everything after the skateboarding clips to select them all, and then just drag them over to the right. And then with still one, we're going to put that in right here after the skateboarding clip. We let it snap to it just like we do our other one. Then we can right click, delete and close gap. And then we need to put still two between the whale clip and the penguin clip. So we're going to draw a box around everything right here to select the penguin and everything after it. We move that to the right, and then we put still two right in there and let it snap to it. And then we can right click here, delete and close gap. All right, so now the first thing you'll notice is that AJ Hackett picture is not right side up, okay? So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to click on our applied effects, and the applied effects are the one that's the FX, but it has a pencil next to it. These are effects that you can actually apply to the clips, but the motion and direction and everything is actually already on the clip. So if we click this one, which is the FX with the pencil, it shows our applied effects. Now we don't have any clips selected, but go ahead and select AJ Hackett, and you'll have some stuff that appears there. So motion and opacity. So if you do a drop down of the little arrow next to motion, you can actually rotate the photo to the left, so that is right side up. Now we can make that go away by clicking these little arrows here. But one thing you'll notice is that it's too big. It actually doesn't fit in the frame. So we can click on it. Since it's a picture, you can actually do this even with moving clips, and you can shrink it down so that it fits perfectly into the frame. Okay, and if it goes off the edge a little bit, that's fine. It's not going to matter. Just make sure you can read everything. So that clip is done. Next, we're going to need to go to the jet boat, which is this one right here. Now this one we're going to do another pan and zoom, and we're going to make it kind of look like the boat is driving by, even though it's not. So we're going to select that clip. We go up to our tools. We select pan and zoom. Now what I like to do for this one is 2 is the end, so this is where we're going to stop. And that's a pretty good size already. So I'm just going to move this to the left so that it goes from right to left. And then I'm just going to make my start the same size as that square, but I'm going to have it on the right side. So then if you preview it, it looks like this. And kind of makes it look like the boat's driving by, even though it's not. So then we just click done. That's all you needed to do for that one. And then the next one is the bird. Now the bird, we are also going to do another pan and zoom on. Oh, it has us doing all these weird effects. Where does it say to do the bird? Oh yeah, right here. Follow the same steps using pan and zoom to animate the still image of the bird so that the image zooms out from the bird's head to show its entire body. So we're going to go back to this bird. We're going to click right there. We're going to go back to our tools. We're going to say pan and zoom. Now we want it to end with the full bird's body exposed. And then we want the head to be where it starts. So I'm going to make number 1 roughly the same size as the number 2 box. And then I'm just going to drag that number 1. Oh, that's number 2, so I'm going to move that over there. I'm going to drag that number 1 up to the corner so that it's on the head. And then the number 2 box I'm going to select. And then I'm just going to extend that out so that it shows the whole photo. And you may have to do it a couple times to be able to get it to really extend to the entire clip. There we go, that's pretty good. So now when it's done, it should look something like this. Shows the bird's head and it zooms out to reveal the bird's whole body. And then we click done. So that one's there. Now we're going to do some additional effects. The luge clip, which is clip number 4 right here. We're going to do a color adjustment on that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to click our effects tab right here. And it's going to get a little window that pops out. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go to advanced adjustments, which is already on there. And we are going to go to image control. Now you can scroll through here and try to find image control, or you can click this little magnifying glass and just type in image, and there it is right there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to click and hold on this effect, and we're going to drag it to clip 4 and then let go. And once that happens, you'll see that now we have this image control for our brightness and contrast and hue and everything. What we're going to do is we're going to make the brightness 12%. So see, right now it's set at -13. So if we click on the number, you can drag it here if you want, or you can just click on the number and just do 12 and then push enter, and that'll brighten it up. We're going to make the contrast at 100, which it's already there. We're going to make the hue still sit at 0, and then saturation, we're going to actually bump the saturation up to 130 and then push enter. And so the clip's a little brighter and the colors are a little more vibrant now. So that's what we're going to do there. And then we're going to do the same thing to the mountains panorama at the very end. So clip 13, we're going to click on that. We'll go to our effects. We'll drag image control to the mountain panorama. We will make the brightness 12. We will make the saturation 130. We'll leave hue and contrast exactly where they are. And then we have one more effect that we're going to put on, and that is to the penguin. So if we hover over the penguin, we are actually going to make this black and white. So you can click this little X to erase the image control, and you can sort through here, or you can just click here and click black and white, and there it is. So we'll click and hold and we'll drag that onto our penguin so he becomes black and white. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to click render. It'll render all the effects we just applied. And then Command S, we're going to save. And that is the end of day 3.